Is that it?
Yes. What on earth was that?
Any ideas? I got only frowns and shaking heads in response. Only one person showed a reaction other than stunned confusion. Tenmyoji. Long after the audio ended, he stared at the screen, deep in thought.
Do you know something, Tenmyoji?
Yeah, I think I know what that was. It's probably a transmission from the Mars mission test site.
Mars? I'm sorry, what?
I'm sorry, what?
You mean some kind of space travel? What kind of test site was it?
Did you know that the government is developing spaceships with particle annihilation engines? These ships would be able to get humans to Mars a lot faster than old chemical rockets. But they don't want to just send a manned Mars mission off half-cocked. That was the idea behind this test. They built a whole complex on this old Air Force base in Nevada. The idea was that it would be a simulation of a manned mission to Mars with a crew of 9 men and women. They'd monitor the whole thing and use that data to plan the real mission.
So what we just listened to was a transmission from that project?
Yeah.
Why is something like that here?
Don't know why. We found it in the safe. No explanation. Dollars to donuts, it's got something to do with Zero's plan.
You mean we were meant to hear what was on that card?
Yeah.
It's all very interesting, but how exactly do you know about all this?
Oh, about the simulated Mars mission?
Yes.
I was involved with the project.
Involved?
Now, the intent was to create as accurate a simulation as possible. That meant we'd need to simulate the radio silence we'd experienced during conjunction.
What's a conjunction?
It means two things in space are close to each other. In this case, we're talking about a superior conjunction, where Mars and Earth are on the exact opposite sides of the Sun. So unless we've got some sort of relay, there'll be a period of time where we won't be able to communicate with each other. What we heard on that card was when the simulated conjunction was scheduled to end.
That's when they died.
No, we don't know that. They could have died long before that conversation. All we know is that's when it was discovered.
So 6 of the test subjects died, right?
Yeah.
Well, do you remember what she said? There was something about how she didn't just kill 6 people. She said 6 billion. What the heck did she mean by that?
Just what the hell happened there?
Tenmyoji frowned and looked down at the floor. We were all silent as he paced slowly back and forth across the room. At last he stopped, raised his head, and spoke.
The truth is that there's a chance a virus escaped from the test site.
A virus? Wait, you don't mean...
Yeah, Radical 6.
What? How can that be?
I'm just telling you what I know, okay? Nobody's sure how Radical 6 got in there in the first place, but one of the subjects might have been infected when they entered. Or the virus itself might have been an intentional part of the simulation. The test site deaths became the index case for a pandemic.
Genau, das aus Versehen fallen gelassen.
Anyway, prevailing wisdom says it got out somehow. And once it was out, it spread pretty quick. All across the planet.
And it killed 6 billion people?
No, not directly. Best numbers put only a third or so of those deaths as directly caused by Radical 6. The other 4 billion died from the collapse caused by the deaths of that first third. The whole world just fell apart.
Wow, damn, I have a lot of questions. I don't even know where to start. I don't even know where to start knowing where to start. Well, no, take that back. Explain that date. Unless I heard this wrong, the day the Radical 6 got out was December 31st, 2028.
Yeah.
But the day I got grabbed by the guy in the gas mask was December 25th, 2028.
Me too. Christmas Day. I was kidnapped on Christmas too.
Clover and I were taken 3 days earlier, on the 22nd.
Yeah.
Then you see what I'm saying, right? That recording was made close to a week after we were all picked up. What the hell is going on here? That thing is from the future.
You see...
Oh,
10 minutes remain until aRdW's game polling closes. All players, please enter your votes. If no vote is...
Ja.
We're out of time. We need to go back to the warehouse.
Immer wenn es interessant wird. Wait, you haven't answered...
Don't care. I need more than 10 minutes to explain everything. Half-assing it is just gonna make you more confused. Now get moving.
But...
It's enough! Shut your damn hole or I'm picking Betray!
Jesus.
Hey, come on now.
Fine. Do what you want, but I need to get back to the AB rooms. I'd like to stay with Quark. He seems to be doing all right.
I'll stay here with him. Fi can do the voting for our pair. I can trust her. Is that all right with you?
Yeah, sure.
Well, if you'd be willing to do that, I'd be much obliged.
Oh, ihr könnt schon mal überlegen, was wollen wir denn jetzt gleich wählen?
Thanks, Luna. Take good care of him.
Wir wählen ja nochmal gegen Tenmyoji.
Of course. I'll make sure everything goes fine.
Tenmyoji gave her one last nod, then turned and dashed out of the infirmary. Fleck auf der Brille. Wählen wir jetzt Ally? Wählen wir Betray? Wer ist wofür? Warten wir noch ab. Vielleicht? Well, that's that, I guess. We should probably be going too.
Yes, we'll just have to wait to hear the rest of what he has to say later.
I'd rather just get it all out in the open now, but there's not much we can do. Let's get going then.
We returned to the warehouse to find only Kay. I explained what had happened with Quark, then glanced around the room. Hey, where's Dio?
He has gone into his AB room.
Already?
Indeed.
Then he opened the first AB gate, right?
Of course.
This is bad. I won't be able to talk with him. This is going to limit my choices.
You've only got one BP left, don't you?
Yeah. Luna's the same.
If Vi chooses Ally and Dio picks Betray...
Fi and Luna will be penalized.
Mate.
I don't have a choice. I'll have to pick Betray. The risk with Ally is just too high.
Ja, würde ich aber auch sagen. An ihrer Stelle nur noch eine BP und gegen Dio spielen, dann würde ich auch Betray wählen. I punched him to death with my bare hands. Ja. Hey Alice, don't you have one BP too?
That's right. But Kay and I will be playing against Quark.
And he'll just default to Ally. I guess you don't need to worry about getting penalized then, huh?
But what if Alice and Kay choose Betray?
You needn't worry. That will not happen. Even though, as you have told me, Quark is recovering. He is still weak. Moreover, he is only a child. To betray an innocent child would be...
Yeah, that would be unthinkable. Even if you ignore his age or condition. It's hardly fair to take advantage of someone who can't vote.
So you will vote to Ally?
Yes.
Da bin ich jetzt aber mal gespannt, ob er sich diesmal dran hält.
Of course.
Well then, shall we go?
Yes.
Kay and Alice nodded to one another and disappeared into the AB room, second from the right. Without saying anything, Fi turned and walked into the room just left of theirs. Goodbye, Fi. Sure it will. That left only myself, Clover, and Tenmyoji.
Do you remember what you said to me when you chose the blue door? Something about how you'd convince me to choose Ally? Seems like now would be the time to let me know how you're going to convince me.
Well, it's not that complicated. I promise you that Clover and I will vote Ally. That's it, pretty much.
I see. And you figure I'll believe you because you've only got one BP. Once you've told me that you plan to ally, I won't be able to choose Betray. Since if you're telling the truth...
You will kill me.
Not a bad plan, but it assumes that I've taken killing you off the table. Seems like a risky bet for you.
I disagree.
And why is that?
Clover's BP is 6. If you ally and we betray, then she would have enough points to escape, right? She could run off through the number 9 door as soon as this round is over.
I'd never...
That's easy for you to say. But think about it from my perspective. Sure, you might not, but you also might. If I guess wrong, that's a pretty big loss for me.
Well, what if Clover tries to seduce you to get what she wants?
What?
That's just an example. What I'm trying to say is that once you two are in that room, Clover might try and make some sort of bargain with you. I'm asking what you're going to do if that happens. Are you sure you'll still choose Ally?
Seduce me, huh?
Hey! What are you staring at, you perv? There's no way on earth I'd do anything like that! Ugh! As if! In your dreams, creep!
Well, that's that then. Not gonna lie though, I am a little disappointed.
So I can trust you. You're gonna choose Ally.
Yep,
You can trust us.
Promise.
of course.
We promise.
Alright, I guess I'll vote Ally too then.
Jetzt sollten wir auch
3
mal rein.
minutes.
Siehst du? 3 minutes.
Looks like we don't have much time left. I'm trusting you.
I'm trusting you too. Tenmyoji gave us a curt nod, then turned and strode into the second AB room from the left. Right, well, let's get to it.
Yeah.
Yeah!
Hey,
Uh-oh.
Sigma, I wanted to ask you something.
Uh-oh. What's up?
Could you pick Betray for me?
What?
I mean, I could try and, like, tackle you, but you're so big and strong, you'd probably just throw me on the ground and that'd be it.
Is this really happening? Yeah, well,
So I thought I might as well just ask you really nicely. Oh, I mean, I'd be happy to, pay you back. If you just pick Betray for me, then I'll listen to anything you say.
anything?
Yep, anything. So think carefully, okay? If you choose Ally, you're trusting him with your life.
Yeah, if he chooses Betray, it's all over.
Uh-huh. Are you really, really sure you can trust that old fart?
Hey now, that's not very nice.
The only safe choice is to pick Betray.
But if he chooses Ally and we don't...
Then I'll have 9 BP. But you don't need to worry about that. Even if I do get 9 BP, I won't just go and open the number 9 door all by myself.
Das hat Kay auch gesagt und wie toll das geklappt hat.
I mean, Alice wouldn't have 9 points yet, and I can't leave her behind. Please, will you pick Betray?
20 seconds remain.
The voting machine was in front of me. I didn't have much time left to think. Would I keep my promise to Tenmyoji and pick Ally? Or would I betray him for Clover and...
If you just pick Betray for me, then I'll listen to anything you say.
No thanks. In the end, there was only one possible answer.
3, 2, 1.
Fick dich, Clover. Nice try.
Round 2. Result. Thank you. aRdW.
You know, Ally, oh god.
Results from round, please.
Oh Gott, jetzt bin ich gespannt. Ich bin gespannt auf Kay und Alice und Quark vor allem. Tatsächlich. Okay. Wow, Dio hat tatsächlich Betray gewählt. Wenn die nicht Betray gewählt hätten, hätte er sie beide umgebracht. Holla.
Points have been assigned. Please check.
Looks like you managed to trust me.
Well, it seems like I made the right choice.
Only did what I said I would.
Well, you really helped me out.
I can
Thanks.
say the same thing. No need for thanks.
The corner of his mouth twitched into a grin. I felt myself smile a little in response. And Clover, on the other hand, looked less than pleased.
That was a bad choice, Sigma. And after I told you I'd listen to anything you said. Oh well, whatever.
She sighed heavily, shot me one last annoyed look, and stalked off. A Across the room, Dio and Phi were already confronting one another over their own results. Seduction minus
You
10.
tried to kill me and Luna. Can't say I'm surprised.
Oh, don't give me that. You know exactly what I was doing. I knew you weren't stupid enough to pick Ally. You'd defend yourself with Betray, just like I would. Wait, where's Luna?
In the infirmary, looking after Quark.
Is that where Alice went too?
Alice? No, she went into one of the AB rooms with Kay.
Yes, we did indeed enter together. When the doors opened, however, she left, somewhat unsteadily, in the direction of the cyan door.
Uh-oh.
She left the warehouse?
Indeed.
Without even checking the results?
Correct. There was little reason to check them.
Yeah, it's not like Quark was gonna betray you.
Indeed.
And you two still choose Ally. Man, what a pair of bleeding hearts.
If you say so. Being mocked for my compassion is a small price to pay for retaining my humanity.
Schön gesagt.
Where did Alice run off to?
While we were in the AB room, she mentioned being quite tired. Perhaps she went to one of the cabins to rest.
Ach, und in dem anderen Pfad hat er halt Betray gewählt, weil da keine Medizin da gewesen ist, um Quark zu retten. Und jetzt haben wir Quark gerettet, deswegen hatte er diese Logik, die auf dem anderen Pfad ihn dazu gebracht hat, Betray zu wählen, nicht mehr angewandt. Interessant.
Oh, well, I guess that would make sense.
Hat er gerade gesagt, dass Alice zu den Crew Quarters gegangen ist? Oh nein. An ominous rumble filled the warehouse.
The Amberjack's gates have round star key. There is the
Wieder mit den Star
Amberjack's
Keys, kann man so oft benutzen, wie man will. We can open the gates as many times as we want. Alice -1.
That means the star keys can be used to play the AB game any number of times. If I understood that announcement correctly, that is.
Hey, didn't Zero Jr. say something about this?
Achso, jetzt geht's wieder darum, dass die Farben sich geändert haben. Yeah, he did. Can you guys all show me your bracelets? I want to see what all our colors and groups are this time. Within moments, a series of wrists were extended for me to examine. Die werden es gleich eh nochmal erklären. Huh? It looks like all the colors are weird. Clover's a cyan pair and Phi's a magenta pair, but Tenmyoshi's a yellow pair.
3 solos are red, green, and blue. K's red, Dio's green, and you're blue.
Then how are we supposed to group up for the chromatic doors? I think they're gonna be white this time.
Ah, yes. Dio told me about them. Very interesting.
Yeah, they're white, all of them. I had a good look while I was waiting for Sigma to show up down in the warehouse.
You should have seen them too, Phi.
Yeah, I did. You're talking about the doors in the Floor B warehouse, right?
Yeah, so lay it on us. How are the groups going to shake out this time? Phi nodded and began to explain. Option A ist ja diesmal die einzige. Tenmyoshi and me would form one group. Phi and Dio would form another group. Clover and K would form the third.
Huh? Wait, you mean there's only one option?
Yeah, there's no other way we can group up to make white. Alice, Luna, and Quark aren't here to show us their bracelets, so we don't know for sure what their colors are. But it's pretty clear they'll all be pairs, since none of the pairs here have a partner.
So they'll be yellow, magenta, and cyan, right?
Right.
Alright, what now? I've got plenty of time until those white doors open.
Yeah, about an hour, it looks like.
I'm gonna go find Alice.
Of course. I'll come with you then.
Clover gave her a shrug, and the two of them headed out through the cyan door.
Do I really need to say it?
The infirmary, right? You're going to go check on Quark.
Yeah.
He gave me a nod and trotted out through the yellow door. That left only 3 of us, Dio, K, and myself. What are you guys going to do?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna head over to the lounge and have a drink. You wanna tag along, Kay?
Are you making fun of me? I find it rather hard to drink with this mask on.
Ah, right, of course. My bad. Well, I'm out. Later.
Arschloch. With a lazy wave of his hand, Dio slouched off toward the magenta door. It took me a moment to realize Kay was following him. Uh-oh.
Hey, what is this? You following me?
No, You must be mistaken. I hope to investigate Floor B further. There are still several rooms I haven't visited.
Okay. You don't have to tell me your life story. See ya.
The conversation ended as they'd reached the door and stepped through it. Alright, what should I do?
Tonight's that eclipse, remember? What a way to end 2028, huh?
Of course. I need to get the rest of that story out of Tenmyoji. The words were scarcely out of my mouth before I set off at a dead run down the hallway and toward the infirmary. Huh? There's nobody here. The room was completely empty. I edged forward and peeked around the partition. There he was, Tenmyoji. He was standing next to Quark, apparently oblivious to my presence, looking down at something in his hand. A picture? I must have made some small noise because he suddenly looked up, saw me, and hastily shoved the photo back into his pocket. What was that? It was a photo of something, right? Was it yours?
Forget it. It's got nothing to do with you.
But all of the stuff we had with us when we got grabbed was taken away. Why were you hiding it?
Why should I tell all of you about one measly photo?
Anyway, where's Luna?
I asked her to leave. I wanted to be alone with Quark for a bit. So, why are you here?
I wanted to hear the rest.
The rest of what? What the hell are you talking about?
I'm talking about that simulated manned mission to Mars. We heard that recording about it.
I don't have any idea what you're talking about.
Oh, come on.
I'm getting old. Memory's not what it used to be. Seem to be forgetting a lot of stuff lately.
Hey, nice try, pal, but you're not getting away with it this time. You remember something, alright. You remember so much. You told it... you remember so much you told me it would take way more than 10 minutes to tell it all.
You really sure you want to know?
Huh?
Maybe I'll tell you, and then you'll regret it. Maybe you'll wish you'd kept your fool mouth shut. Just think about all the hopes you've got for the future, and all the happy memories of your past. What if what I have to tell you makes everything you've ever believed ring hollow, and the whole world just crumbles around you? You sure you want that?
Hey, come on, you don't need to threaten me.
This isn't a threat. I'm being honest here. Are you really, truly prepared?
Oh, well, of course. I never got the chance to say I am. Oh no. Before I could, Phi exploded into the room, her face a mixture of anxiety and fear.
Good. There you are.
Did something happen?
Alice is... Look, just come with me, all right? She's in the number 2 cabin.
-1. Without waiting for a response, Phi spun around and ran back out of the room. Tenmyoji and I exchanged a quick, confused look, then leapt up and took off after her. Wednesday, ja. Ach ja, schon wieder. Diesmal ist aber nicht das Messer mit Myrmidons drauf. Alice! The first thing I saw when I stepped through the door was the blossom of red on her chest. It felt as if I had walked straight into a brick wall. I stopped short, my body refusing to move. No. Why did this happen? I forced one shaking foot forward, then the next. My legs began to buckle and I put a hand against the wall to steady myself as my heart thundered in my chest. Calm down, calm down. This looks pretty bad, but you don't actually know anything yet. Yeah, that's right. Maybe it's not too late. Ja, genau. Maybe we can still save her. Then at last I pressed my fingers to her neck and those hopes were dashed. No pulse. Clearly she wasn't breathing either. Her pupils had dilated hideously, making her face seem somehow inhuman. No, it's not true. Why? Then I noticed it. All the blood must have distracted me, but now I saw that there was a scalpel buried in her chest. Judging by the position of its handle, she had been stabbed through the heart. I felt a sympathetic twinge of pain in my own chest and my stomach lurched. violent hopelessness rose up in my throat. I stood, hands balled tightly into white-knuckled fists, and took a deep breath. All around the room were the rest of the known regames participants, except of course for Quark. I wanted to ask which one of them had killed her. Even if it had been one of them, though, there was no way they'd answer. All I could do was stare at each one of them in turn, asking myself, is this person a murderer? The looks they traded with one another suggested that I wasn't the only person wondering if they were standing next to a killer. An unsettling silence filled the room. Clover was the first to speak.
Who did this? Say something! Answer me!
Please, Clover, calm down. We don't even know if she was killed.
Then what happened? An accident? You think a scalpel just dropped from the ceiling and stabbed her?
Cool it, kid.
You did it, didn't you?
Are you nuts?
Then who did it? Who killed her?
Clover, even if we assume that she was murdered, that doesn't necessarily mean the killer was one of us, does it?
Wait a minute. You went into the AB room with Alice during the last round, didn't you? Something happened in there, didn't it?
No, nothing happened.
Don't lie to me! There's no way Alice would just run off like that! She wouldn't leave me! Something happened! If she was going to leave, she'd tell me!
Hey, Clover, don't you think just assuming Alice was murdered is jumping the gun a little bit?
How can you look at her and say that? Scalpels don't just stab people all by themselves!
Oh, got a point there.
Oh, I see. I get it now. You're all in on it, aren't you? It wasn't just one killer. It was 6! No wonder you're so anxious to say this wasn't a murder.
Clover, please, just settle down.
Fine. Show me some proof then. Prove to me in 10 seconds that you didn't murder my friend, or I'm going to kill every last one of you bastards!
Uh-oh.
You're all going to die just like she did!
Hey, hold on a minute.
9.
Oh, shit.
8. 7.
Clover!
6. 5. 4.
Clover!
3.
Uh-oh. Somebody
2.
do something.
1.